This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. Now, about a week ago, Jack Scott released a video entitled Mental Health. The link's in the description below. And after watching the video, I realized that I do have a mental illness, and that is something that I have been fighting for about 7 months now. I am depressed. Depression is defined in the dictionary as severe despondency and dejection, typically felt over a period of time and accompanied by feelings of hopelessness and inadequacy. Now, even though that is the dictionary definition, I have a different way of defining it. See, everyone in life feels sad. Everyone in life has a moment where things aren't going good for them. But the difference is, with someone who has depression, even if things are going very well for them, they still feel kind of low. They still have like a hole in them that they can't fill. And most of the reason why I haven't told anyone about this is because of the social stigma that surrounds it. But why? It's day by day that I go to school seeing happy faces and me not being able to tell anyone about it, and I keep telling myself, why? For me, I think it's just because I don't want people to view me as being weak. I don't want to have the label and be looked down upon because I'm not as happy as you are. The thing is, I shouldn't feel that way. See, 1 in every 4 people on this planet are depressed, which means I'm definitely not the only one that is. We just don't hear about it because of the social stigma, and quite honestly, I don't see the point in the social stigma surrounding this. You know, it's people that got us here, and it's people that needs to help us out of this. See, I guess my depression kind of started around the summer. Back in the summer, I almost died 3 times in one day, and having that done to me really did something to me. It really made me feel like maybe I'm not supposed to be here. Like maybe what I'm doing isn't worth anything. And for the longest time, I've been trying to fight that feeling, but it's been so hard, and sometimes there are days that I just can't do anything. But over the summer, I got invited to this new church, and sitting through one of the services, the pastor said something that really stood out to me. What he said was that people have it worse than us, and that some people out there don't have what we have, and that they want what we have. And when I went to church, I was still depressed, and I still didn't really feel like what he said had any effect on me, but I decided to keep it in my head anyways. And driving home that day, I saw 3 homeless people, and once I got home, the words that the pastor said to me kept popping up in my head, and I decided to take it upon myself to go and speak to those 3 people. After talking to them, one of their stories really stood out to me, because his whole family died in a car crash, and he was the only one that survived. After he got out of the hospital, he quickly fell into a depression. He lost his house, his car, and all the money he had. And in order for him to survive and not die where he was, he had to move. He had to keep traveling. He had to walk on foot. And you know, after hearing that story, that really, really spoke to me. That told me that there are stories out there that are worse than mine, and that there are people out there that need help. And that's exactly how this project got started. You see, about 2 weeks earlier, I had spoken to Steve about how people in Boerne don't realize the poverty outside of Boerne. And that was like a 3-hour conversation. But after hearing this story, about a week later I went on vacation, and immediately after I got back, I had a meeting with Steve. And I sat down with Steve and I told him the story, and as soon as I finished, he picked up a pen and a paper, and he said, "So when do we get started?" And hearing that was one of the most relieving things in my life. It was so good to know that someone's supporting me in my dream, in my goal. I guess that's what the message of this project really is. To see people's problems and to help them with it. To figure out why they're sad and to pick them up from it. You know, it's too often that we just see people who are sad and we just leave them there, not knowing the story or why they are sad. Now, earlier I said that I'm not the only one that feels this way, because I'm definitely not. But there are ways that we can help people who are depressed. I went around town asking people this exact question: how can we help people who are depressed? And almost everyone had the same answer, and that was to be there for them, to help them see the other side, get them to jump over the gate and run freely. So I challenge you to do that. If you see someone sad or not happy, go figure out why and try to get them to be happy. Try to eliminate the social stigma surrounding this so that way we can hear more about it and help the people who are. If we do that, I guarantee you that your life and the lives that you're impacting will have such a big effect on you. So I guess I got out what I needed to say. And I thank you guys for bearing with me and watching the entire video. I guess I'll see you guys later.